It's Edward in Evanston on the score.
Yeah, bash Corver. Now you bash.
This isn't Edward. This is Joe.
Why way to bash God? You bashing Corver.
Why wouldn't you
bash God, Joe? When did we bash God?
Why wouldn't you use your real name?
Hey, I'm surprised at you, man.
I am too.
I am terribly surprised.
Why are you coming down on Corver or something about his grandfather made? I mean, that was a statement his grandfather made.
Why wouldn't you use your real name? Why do you have to call it as Edward?
My name is Edward.
Joe Edwards.
Well, your name isn't Joe?
It's part Joe, part Edward. You ever have a middle name?
Which part is which, though?
The one I want to use.
Well, why are you using a different one now?
Because you know I won't get through. You'll cut me off at the knees before I can even down.
Well, we know it's clear now.
Dan, read the screen. What's the screen say?
It says Edward Evanston.
What's the part say?
Oh, it says okay.
So you're bashing God. So through Corver.
I'm not Joe. We're not bashing God.
I'm listening to you for the last hour.
It isn't.
Are you calling to defend God?
I always will defend God. Always.
From vicious attacks.
Jason, I'm really surprised at you, brother. You ain't making no statements. Do you believe in God? Or not?
First of all,
do you
Joe,
believe in miracles?
Let me tell you, Joe, calm yourself down, Joe. You shouldn't be surprised at me because you don't know a damn thing about me or my religion. You know why you don't know, Joe? Because I don't talk about it on the sports radio station, Joe. No, you don't know anything about me, Joe. So calm down because you don't know me. We've never met each other. You're from Evanston, but we've never run into each other. So
I don't think you want
to. So stop that, Joe. Joe, you're making a fool out of yourself on this one. Let's Joe. Who are you defending him from? See, I don't understand what's going on right now.
Is God in?
Uses every chance to say something negative about God.
What did I say?
It started with Tebow, and now you're carrying it over.
No, I started with Tebow.
What did I say?
That his godfather. I mean, Terry? What are you?
What did I say, Joe?
All I said was I don't know what that means.
His grandfather. He said something about his grandfather.
Joe,
but if his grandpa's text, maybe it's not my problem.
Is his grandfather God?
No, everybody's like, the Bulls are, Corver. I didn't know he was like that and all.
No, what are you talking about?
Joe,
what did
Joe? All three of you guys loading up on me.
Well, how about Maddie?
Wait, you called us.
No,
you called us.
No,
now, Joe, what was said negatively about God?
What do you mean?
Tell me.
Everybody in the world just heard millions of people over the airwaves. You said
wish we had millions.
Why does he have to? Terry said, why does why does he have to use his grandfather's statement? I don't know where that's coming from.
What does that have to do with God?
I didn't tape the show, so I can't go back and listen to it like you guys.
We don't tape it either.
No, we don't either.
It's
It's
bad.
bad.
Nobody
Yeah,
wants to
yes,
listen
you
to
do.
it.
What do you mean you don't tape?
We don't tape.
Joe, how did I defame God? Like, what did I say about
Jay didn't
God?
say anything.
You don't say nothing. So if the person
You're supposed to defend him.
If you don't say nothing, then everybody assumes that you're going along with what
Who is this
Bernstein
everybody,
said.
Joe? Is it
about?
you and the three crazy people in your room, or is it everybody that listens?
Millions of people on the airways who listen and don't hear Jason say
So
one
everybody
thing
that
one way or
listens.
the other.
So if I don't say something because Bernstein's talking about his topic, that means that I must agree.
You must be defending his statement.
Joe, thankfully
Are you a black Jew, Jason? Are you a black Jewish person?
What does that have to do with anything, Joe?
Yes, it has a lot to do with everything.
Joe, this is the second. Hold on, Joe.
Joe,
you're making a fool out of yourself.
Joe, you know what you're doing right now?
You're a young 35-year-old brother.
First of all, I'm not 35, Joe. I'm not 35. Joe, hold on, Bernstein. Joe, what you're doing right now is you're making yourself look really bad because it has nothing to do with Jewish. It has nothing to do with being black. I don't talk. Hold on, Joe. I don't talk. Joe, shut up. Shut up.
Going to be playing the song tonight.
Joe, I don't talk about my religion on the air because I find that it leaves people open to say silly things like you do. So whether I'm a black Jew or a black Christian, any of that.
I think you're
I am
white,
a Christian, and I'm not ashamed of being a Christian.
But who said I was, Joe?
I don't even think Joe's black.
Well, that's what you think. Who cares what you think?
Joe, you playing yourself, my man. Like
Yeah,
I usually agree. Well, I not agree, but I am entertained by your calls.
Yeah, well,
but what you're doing right now
man.
is you're making yourself look really, really bad, my man.
make
So
yourself look bad.
what you should do is hang up, and you and whoever feels that.
Joe, you need to go back to.
What are you? What do you defend?
What do I defend? What?
A person who stands for nothing will fall for anything.
Joe, I promise you, I do more in my community than you will ever do.
It's a country song.
Joe, you're in Evanston, right?
No, he's in
Joe,
Crazy Town.
No, yeah, of course he is. Joe, you in Evanston, right? I bet you I do more for my community than you will ever do.
Man, I'm 60 years old. What
Oh, so you can't do nothing now? Get your bum ass off the radio.
60?
You know what? Get his punk ass. You know, this is going to piss me off now.
He's only 60?
Oh. You know what today is? Joe forgot to take his medicine day today.
Yep, that's Joe's off his meds day.
Yeah, no, you know what? I don't care. No, I'm tired of people being off their medicine. And, you know, Joe will call back and be like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, young brother. And, no, screw that. You know, it's not my fault that you don't take your medicine. Go find somebody else to deal with that garbage.
But it's also not Jason's fault that no one else will talk to him.
I get tired of that, man. For real.
Because people who don't believe in anything, they'll fall for something.
Get that garbage out of here.
Song.
You kidding me?
It is, yeah.
You kidding me? And Joe's the same one calling the police on the kids in Evanston instead of pulling them to the side and telling them what he should be doing. Get your old ass out of here. It's always one of those dudes, man.
Wait a minute. You can't call.
Man, no, I'm tired of that.
He's only 60.
I'm really seriously, I'm tired of that.
You're not defending God enough for his
seriously,
taste.
It's a lot of dudes sitting on the sidelines always talking about what people should do. What are you doing?
He's being crazy for a living.
Well, I like 9 years of working this show. People think they can get past me with like fake names.
Especially him.
Especially him.
The comments section, had I read it, it said Edward in Evanston, and then it said it's Joe from Evanston.
I'm like, he's like, this is Edward from Evanston. I'm like, okay,
sure it is.
That's my middle name.
His name is part Joe, and
it's part of my name.
His full name is Dumbass. How about that?
Yeah, he just showed his ass. He really
right. Am I a black Jew? Get your dumb ass off the air. You know, I'm down with the Jews. I'm down with the brothers. I'm down with anybody who's cool with me. You're an idiot.
There's always been that subtext.
Yeah, every time. And I'm not that whole.
His train's never late.
You know what? If he forgot to take his medicine, then forget to call too. Every time you forget to take your medicine.
There's only the most. All of that is well and good, all true, but there's one really disappointing fact in there. If that's true.
That he's your age.
See, this is the thing.
That's to me, that is, I am OFR.
That's Terry's people right there.
That's the thing. It's like.
Well, I just can't wait till Terry gets to that point. When he stops taking his medicine, he comes in all goofy.
Yeah. We've
been at that point for 13 years.
No, this is Terry on medicine.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, Joe forgot to take his medicine today. I think he needs a full-time nurse. He needs to move into a full-time residence.
Well,
I think he has.
Actually,
no, he hasn't yet.
Oh.
Actually, I think we...
Here, listen, this is from the 847. He's promoting the righteous word on sports radio. What are you doing, Jason?
Yes, you have to promote the righteous word. What is the righteous word?
Dynamite.
That's always the righteous word. That's the word you need. You stick with that, things will be better.
On one side, he says he listens to every minute of the show, and then on the next side, he says he doesn't record the show, so he can't go back and tell you what you said.
Look, if hating Tim Tebow makes me whatever he thinks, that's fine. I don't know what that has to do with any of the rest of you. That's me. And all I did was ask Matt a question.
Yeah, I feel bad that it upset Jason, because Joe's usually one of my more entertaining callers to put up.
Yeah, he got caught in the crossfire there.
Yeah, I'm just chilling. Right. First of all, I don't agree with 75% this idiot says. But I don't think, come on.
You're talking about Bernstein. Oh, okay, yeah.
Define your idiot.
See, the thing about Joe Evanston that bothers me is that he's never recognized me as part of the show.
He doesn't include
It's always the three of you. I think he thinks
Joe North.
Well, when I'm on the air, I think he thinks I'm Bernstein talking.
That could happen.
I think that's what it is.
Well, I got the name of my book, Black Jew. I'm gonna put that somewhere in the book.
It's always dudes like that too.
See, but that's the disappointing thing. See, my generation is stupid.
It's always dudes like that. It's always dudes. These tumbleweed. Almost.
Tumbleweed.
That was close.
Tumbleweed.
You know? All these old brothers who are mad at opportunities, like, oh, you should do something about me not being able to do something. Well, get your bum out of my face.
That's like the texter that asks if we call, if we screen the callers. Absolutely.
No,
he's deliberately put up first in line.
It's the same dude who was mad he didn't get a trophy for.
No. Remember he got it, and then he remember he called and said he was angry because it was broke.
Yes.
Because the handles fell off and there were no handles on the trophy.
And watch, next week he's going to call and be like, hey, I hope everything's good. I didn't mean to.
I took time to order that idiot a trophy and send it to him, FedEx. That idiot got a trophy from us, and then he has the nerve to call up the following week and say it was broken because the handles weren't there. It was a trophy without handles.
Can we FedEx him a nurse?
Ratchet.
Well, you know what though? But hey, listen. Here's what I have a positive word for Joe. That God does his best work in life's graveyards.
You know what the real positive is with Joe?
And he's almost there.
I got two positive words for him.
Thanks.
His
Tumbleweed Tom.
Tumbleweed Tom.
Now, I'll get like guys saying, I like your stuff, whatever, you seem like a decent dude. And then every once in a while, it's one of those dudes that come through to just, you're not doing enough of this for me and my decrepit ass when I couldn't have done something for myself and chose not to, so now it's time for you to do it.
60, which is more frightening than anything you actually said.
So my apologies.
You believe that?
That he's 60?
Yeah, he's only 60.
I don't know what to believe. His name is Joe some days. His name's Edwards other days. Some days he's okay. Some days he's not okay.
He's calling back right now on a hairdryer.
Don't confuse angry with crazy.
He's crazy, yeah.
There's something wrong with him. He is an old crazy person.
Yep, and he just didn't take medicine today.
The positive is phone line is fabulous. I was saying we should have gotten Schuster on Joe's phone in Evanston. We
can arrange that.
His phone, it's like an ISDN line. That's great. Wherever that home is.
Yeah, I was about to say the hospital has really good phone lines.
Fiber optic whatever in the hospital. But that's great. Unfortunately, I'd rather have his brain be that clear and lucid.
I don't do the whole religion thing. I don't talk about it when Dan talks about it. I don't agree with Dan all the time. I don't have to do it all the time because I don't feel like doing it. What the hell? If you believe in God, believe in him.
Hey, let me tell you, and I celebrated.
It must not be much of a God if it can be threatened by the Boers and Bernstein
I believe
show.
in God. I'm not going to sit here and slap box with Dan over God on the airwaves.
Wait, okay, because no one ever asked me what I thought, but that's okay.
I celebrated the other day when Tebow was in the top 100. I thought that's
you Tebowed
correct.
actually.
I did.